consciousness, we're talking about the unconsciousness, we're talking about the air signs with the sun and the consciousness, essentially. That the sun relates to the solar plexus, which is also regarding ego. Now, ego relates subjectively towards this symbol of the sun being whole with the dot in the middle. And I was like, well, what's the dot doing there? I thought, so this is the ego. This is that core that can be dark or light if you do not have the right spirit about it, meaning self-love and love for others, that confidence that is truly necessary for, as well as your moon being your unconsciousness. Now, we think that unconsciousness just means things that try our best not to think about and they still pop up in our head, and that's very true. But this derives from the heart chakra. This derives from these moods, these emotions, because Cancer is connected right to the heart. Cancer sign, yes. So through this, you only feel whole after embracing both. Basically, being able to shed, making more space to open up and clear fog. And Spirit was trying to say and tell me that I was basically writing an Akashic records or a judgment book or divine inspiration, divine intervention in some way, divine inventory. And that this was relating to the cosmos and 3 dots, apparently. But essentially that there was this decision. With their decisions, there is a perspective. Being still means to feel your own vibration, while moving means to avoid your vibration in some way, in some form. When I don't think that we take into account everything that is our own vibration before we spread it. So we have to understand we truly are the world, when I was really thinking about it. Okay, our earth essentially is an eye. It's got different eye vessels that the universe becomes conscious of itself over and over and over and over again. But this is our sight, this is our vision. What is your vision? What is your sight in this process or on your journey? Do you consciously surround yourself with positivity? Consciously surround yourself with something that encourages your higher self. But when it comes down to healing ourselves or healing others, it's like, okay, if you really want to heal yourself, before you heal yourself, ask yourself if you're willing to give up the things that make you sick. That's a good question to ask yourself and to ask others. When you feel like you're hurt, you feel like you've been through something, there is a 7-step process that the emotions go through towards acceptance. 1, shock, which is initial paralysis at hearing the bad news. 2, denial, trying to avoid the inevitable. Anger, frustrated outpouring of bottled up emotions. Bargaining, seeking in vain for a way out. Depression, final realization of the inevitable. Testing, seeking realistic solutions, and acceptance. Finally, finding the way forward. So finding that window of opportunity in order to move forward out of any pain, sadness, or suffering that you may be going through. This is the process of individuation, which is alchemy or mysticism. Being a seer, being a sage. I'm praying a lot to Archangel Azrael. Thank you very much, Spirit, for my clairvoyance. Now, quartering and coordinity is the discipline of the sacred geometry, which is Pythagoras, Agrippa, Vitruvius, and Da Vinci. Sages, okay, sages of the ages. And if you guys want to see my shoes, let me just show you. So these are prominent figures that also try their best to focus on their divine path and their own direction. At the rite of passage, the imperial self attempts to provide us with the opportunity to move beyond the horizontal sphere of existence. Okay, mystical term. The chance to make a proactive shift from karmic to dharmic life. When in karma, ignorance is king. Death and the devil are constant companions. In karmic life, there's scant protection against the storms of fate. We learn to depend on so-called rights and privileges bestowed by worldly authorities. So we are in control of our own karma because action means doing. Okay? Gifts of the world are forthcoming. We deem ourselves contented. If they fail to manifest, we become neurotic and depressed. Dharma means living authentically. We are mutable, open, and real. We are our own priests. or priestesses, reinventing ourselves on a daily. We are our own teachers, and we cease being guided by the misguided. We don't wait for life to give us meaning, rather we bring meaning from within ourselves. Clean our emotions and our psyche, and just enduring many sacrifices for yourself to get to where you need to get. Sometimes when certain things are not healthy for you, you dismiss the things that stand on your path because your path is more important to get done and to walk on to help people and to love those around you. Sophocles said, nothing vast enters the life of mortals without a curse. A curse, and that's very true, you guys. And you guys ask me what do I also do? I do channeling, which is channeling the messages of spirit, basically, and writing them also down, automatic writing, stuff like that. You know, a lot of energy. So I try to be very, wary and cautious, and do my prayers, my affirmations. So I'm always in this, trying to in a positive mood, being able to keep a white light of protection around me. Because it's very necessary to protect yourself. Rather you protect yourself with crystals like I do, pine cones, or whatever you do, just keep positivity around you and protect yourself. Yeah, you guys ask me why do I decorate things and do things like this. It's because the art can uplift the viewer and what the meaning even has to offer. It can help uplift the viewer's very mood. If I can make a difference just by like helping you smile or helping you find something positive in yourself or positive in your day or positive in your life, then that means that I did something that was worth doing. That just means that I did something that was worth doing. Now, alchemy is something that I practice. I practice it through the science of multiplication based upon the natural phenomenon of growth. So nothing from nothing comes. Not the process of making something out of nothing. It is the process of increasing and improving that which already exists. And that the philosopher is a living man could be made from stone. That's what the philosopher said, that a living man could be made from stone, and the unenlightened said that's impossible. They would reveal their ignorance, for to the wise it is known that in every stone is the seed of a man. Universe could be made out of a man. The foolish would regard this as an impossibility, not realizing that a man is a seed from which a universe may be brought forth. God is the within and the without of all things, as above, so below. The Supreme One manifests himself through growth. I've also been doing a lot of pineal gland meditation, guys. And I've been praying a lot to Archangel Michael and Janelle. These are also the shoes, just in case you guys ask again. We are able to urge from within outward a struggle for expression and manifestation. Okay, alchemy teaches that Goddess is everything. It is, the one universal spirit that's manifesting through an infinity of forms. And that Goddess is the spiritual seed planted in the dark earth, the material universe. It is possible to grow and expand the seed that the entire universe is substance tinctured, the seed becoming pure gold. Spiritual nature of healing, meaning regeneration in the material body of the elements, thus it being transmutation. And you guys asked me what realm they said I was from. Because I've been looking in the love portal, and shamanism, the way for us to heal us through the heart. So that's what I've just been going on, is healing the heart chakra, healing the heart chakra. And they said that I come from the world of the lovers. That's why I'm always trying to help you guys with your relationships and and doing these readings and astrology readings and soulmate readings and different things like that. The most important thing to remember is to love yourself first in this process, because you can't love anyone until you love yourself. And you believe that you deserve love. Treat other people with compassion. There are different glands and their effects on temperament, okay? So perennials, that is the violence and the conquest. The weakening of the serenals contributes to resistance and retaliation. The hypophysis is the gland of the intellectual reasoning, which is the analytical or narrow-minded. This is the iterative logic. The brain tingled on the right side. It's tingled on my right side when I was writing this, actually, with archangels. over my shoulders. So penile, the gland of superior inspiration and spirituality. It's the higher center of spirituality and the power of synthetic logic. Okay, the thyroid gland, it generates the orgasm and productive activity. So the gland of memory, whose hypertrophy produces high syndrome and Down syndrome in descent. Genital is insatiable mating propensity, pornography. Genital can be external as well, but it's also like women's slavery and etc. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. As above, so below, as within, so without. First quote was by C.G. Young. This is illumination, so disappearance of material desires and the purpose is effortlessly supported. When we look at our chakras, when I tell you to really look at your chakras and I talk about Kundalini awakening, there are different things that we experience in each chakra that can let you know if it's imbalanced. The root will make you feel like blame, despair, or apathy. Lovingness is to take action in whatever you're rooted in, which is why it's really important to be stable and be grounded in something that you truly believe in and you believe is worth dying for. Sacral chakra will be fear and anxiety. So you'll feel like your biggest mission out of that is to overcome whatever fear that may be, but acknowledge it for what it is and why you may be scared of it so you can get over it. Got the solar plexus, which is desire and craving. This is knowing I am worthy of something more than just that sexual instinct. Or no, that means that you realize that I am worthy without having to have a big ego or without having to sort of downplaying yourself. Don't downplay yourself. Don't ever downplay yourself. Okay? Be confident in who you are and why you are the way that you are. So there's like a yellow, orange color. That's desire and craving. That's like I am worthy. So that's right in between the solar plexus. People don't talk about that part, but that is a big part of trying to get your chakras balanced. You have solar plexus, which is anger and aggression. Use your energy positively. Okay, heart, courage, and optimism. This is appreciation of just life itself, for the things that you accomplish, the things that you're given to from spirit, rather small or little, but being appreciative of the life you already have and the people you have now. The heart and throat chakra is actually satisfaction and trust. This is having a purpose. So you see, when you have a purpose, you then have direction. If you don't have a real purpose with your interactions or the connections you have, then they will not lead to satisfaction or trust because they don't serve a true purpose. You have your throat, which is acceptance and forgiveness and giving. This is stepping out with passion. This is believing in what you believe true, but to have that fire within yourself and believe that it will succeed because you put the work in for it to succeed. Whatever you do in your life, however you get it done, whatever excites you, essentially. You also have the third eye, which is indigo. Now, this is wisdom and abstraction. This is reason, giving true meaning. Okay, our third eye helps us see the true meaning of life. Now, if that is blocked, then you will not see that earthly desires, and you won't see that the things on the 3D do not have the same importance as what we learn as who we are as spiritual beings. Then you have spirit, which is self-actualization, and this is allowing. So this is allowing yourself to give, allowing yourself to receive, allowing yourself to accept the things that you cannot change, and the wisdom to know about the things that you can. So being wise enough to know what gives you meaning, what helps to your meaning, essentially, in life. Illumination is the disappearance of material desires. Purpose is effortlessly supported. That is the top dog. Illumination, also considered the sun. I would personally say, now with the sun comes ego plus how equals blockage, because you're trying to say, how can I do this? How can I do that? How can I do this? How can I manifest what I want to manifest, instead of asking yourself over and over and over again, how? Ask yourself why, and then ask yourself when, ask yourself where. And then thus you should be able to understand that you are able to not have any blockages when you stop asking yourself. Instead, just think and do. Follow your heart on that. If you have an ego plus how, that's like delivering your plan and never executing it. You're just constantly asking yourself over and over again. You have to relate your vision as who you are in natural, making something important. Puts it vibrationally out of reach when we put things on a pedestal. To have fun, that positivity is contagious, to achieve your goals and enjoy the process of them. The day you stop racing is the day you win the race. Air equals intelligence, Aquarius equals energy, and Libra equals life, while Gemini equals space. Pleiadians, the group of stars being dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. So they've been incarnating on Earth since the near the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission. So to grow as soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet, you must write, speak, and channel and remain divinely guided. Channeling, uplifting humanity. Jim Carrey said an amazing quote saying that society is collapsing and people are starting to realize or recognize that the reason they feel like they are mentally ill is that they're living in a system that's not designed to suit the human spirit. Which I think is actually a very good quote when you think of what the actual definition of going with the flow is when you consider mental state. That your most productive mental state in which during an activity you're fully immersed in is the feeling of energized focus and full involvement, enjoyment in the process of the activity. Now that is going with the flow. Although many people have to soul search in order to go with this flow or to find what makes their spirit sing. I was looking at the true meaning of what self-love can actually relate itself to, which is that the solar plexus is actually regarding the ego. Yellow evaluates self in your humility, while the E will be enlightenment, your third eye, intuition, knowledge of self, and wisdom through actions. Love, which will be L, I guess you could say, which will be your heart chakra, agape, unconditional love of self and others, honesty of self and the world. Then you have the F, which would be faith, crown, belief in self and your truth. L being light, which would be is throat chakra. And that would be your throat, which is your expression, and you could connect with action, beautiful ocean and communication. While O is originality, which is the sacral chakra, and it is authentic, it is courageous, it has an identity that you don't hide from as your sacral chakra. Now V would be victory, which is loving the new, seeing your value in your time. And E would be empathy and kindness to yourself and other, because you are your own decision, and each reason must have love, as love is every result in some way, in some form. Love for your life, love for your passion, love for your clients, love for the light that you give to the world. Whatever you do, it's not needing to be needed, but wishing to give to the world in the most positive way possible. As well as Aquarius, Virgos, Pisces, and Leos, you're seeing a lot of otters, wolves, coyotes. Anyone on the northern hemisphere from January 20th to February 18th, February 19th to March 20th, and the southern hemisphere is July 22nd to August 22nd, August 23rd to September 23rd. Beauty of softness, tenderness, growth, empathy, a lot of hummingbirds, which is just a certain rural communication based off of Leo. So hopefully that helps y'all.